Hey, thanks for watching this video. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge you for asking the question, what is platform closing method? Okay, so I got this question very often from quite a lot of speakers because they are not sure what platform closing is. So in this video, I'm going to explain and hope that you understand. I'm going to do something very, very simple because I can go very deep, but what's the point? Get the basic understanding first. And if you want some help, you know what, you can always come to me. I'm actually able to see if I can work with you further to help you understand how to become an awesome platform closer. All right, so with that, allow me to share my screen right now. Just hold on. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so when it comes to platform closing, let me just first of all address the original issue. The original issue is speaker. Who are speakers? Well, if you talk to yourself, you are a speaker. If you actually talk to a group of people, you are public speakers. If you're a public speaker, if you talk to people from different countries, you are actually an international speaker. Nowadays, when you are speaking online, running Zoom like what I'm doing right now, and if this video got shared with different parts of the people from different parts of the world, I'm actually a global speaker. Like speakers is very easy. And the reason why I say speaker is easy is because everybody can be a speaker. The fact is, there are a few types of speakers, by the way. One is obviously, I would like to use the word keynote. Like keynote is very common type of getting paid. What do? They actually have a signature presentation, and all they do is to deliver the presentation to the organization that hired them, and at the end get paid. Like, do they actually sell anything? Well, they get paid already. What are they supposed to sell? And the fact is that what are the additional things they really can sell? Like probably books. That's what we talk about keynote. Like keynote is very common to organization hiring speakers to inspire their people, to get them say yes, motivated, whatever you call this. So that is one. The other types of keynotes are running workshop, sharing with the audiences the information, the experience. So that is what the keynote does. Some keynotes are actually doing corporate training as well, as far as I know. And the other type of speakers are the one that I love them the most, but I'm not one of them. They are Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters? So suppose you have never ever speak before, not to say speak like what I'm doing right now. You have not spoken in front of a room before. You want to pick up the skills, not just about your articulation, about your tonality, body language, and gesture, whatever you call it. Like you can actually go to Toastmaster, which is an inexpensive way, okay, to actually pick up the public speaking skill. And most of my friends actually do that. You notice Jack actually speak not perfect English. I have accent. And most importantly, I make grammatical mistake. You can know as a result, I'm not actually Toastmaster trained. And the reason why is because I am not a keynote and I'm not a Toastmaster. And what do? I fall under the next category. I'm a businessman. I close. If I don't close, I have no clients. If I don't close, I have no clients and have no money. Why? That is very simple, right? So I'm a closer. So when I'm closing one-on-one, I'm just one-on-one closer. However, if I'm speaking on platform, when I say on platform, it could be like in the live events, I'm speaking on stage. Like I talk to 500 people, 800 people, 1,000 people. And this is called platform closing in the live events situation. Typically, the way I speak would be an event organizer is asking me to go to deliver a 90-minute, typical 90 minutes. And after the gate, what do? Well, I make an offer. And people will rush to the back to the room to buy or to embrace what I'm offering, right? So that is platform closing in a live event scenario. My objective is not about getting paid for that presentation. It's getting people to run to the back and say yes and want to pay for that offer. So that is platform closing. In the online environment, does platform closing work online? Yes, you are just doing the same thing at the end. Instead of pushing people to the back of the room or putting people to the back of the room, I should say, you are just leaving a call to action specific enough for them to take action after your pitch, right? So that's platform closer. Is for people who are running businesses, okay, they have found that it is effective to use speaking as a leverage. And of course, after the speaking gig, what do? They want you to embrace the offer. They want you to continue with them and become the clients. So you see the objective of a speaker and a platform closer are totally different in that sense. Okay, so with that, when it comes to platform closing, what are the 3 elements as level 1 understanding, I would say, are important to take note. So I would just like to draw the triangle here. And you want to ask yourself, okay, what are the 3 components to make me an awesome platform closer? How do I do that? Okay, so let me just draw this again. You want to say awesome, right? So awesome platform closer. Okay, how do you make it? Okay, the first thing people ask is, all right, I need people. Yes, you need people. But I would say that internally or personally, you really want to work out your offer first, because here's one thing I like to use Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The famous quote is that begin with the ends in mind. Like if you don't know your offer, you can have an awesome gig, you have all nice audiences. However, when they are not clear what you're offering, they will not buy. That defeats the purpose of the gig, right? So therefore, offer is very important. You want the offer to be number 1. It's not just irresistible. You may have heard of the phrase irresistible offer. Your offer has to be clear. Okay, if your offer is not clear and confused mind never buys, right? And the other thing about the offer is that offer is not just one offer. You want to think about your offers. What do I mean by that? In other words, the next thing you need to ask yourself is that, do you have a funnel ready for your prospects to be your customers and becomes your long-term clients? Like after the gig, you make the offer, they are happy with you, they want to continue with you. Are you able to offer them something? I was about to say selling something. Okay, you can say that offer them something else. This is important. So do you have a funnel that is ready for people to embrace you and become your long-term customers or long-term clients? So think about this. This is always number 1 to me. Number 2, you notice that when it comes to platform closing, I don't like to use the word presentation or presentation. It is no choice, it is a pitch. Now, when it comes to the word pitch, you realize that, oh my God, pitch means I got pitched, I got sold, and I don't like it. Yes, I heard you. I don't like to be sold too. As this saying goes, I can't remember who said that. A lot of the sales trainer would say, like, people don't like to be sold, but they love to buy. So your job is, in this pitch, it's just a label of your gig. If you don't like the word pitch, you can consider using the word gig, G-I-G, gig. Okay, so in this gig, one of the key things you need to take note of, there's a sequence, a science, and a system for you to present your offer. Now you notice that I don't want to talk about present your topic. It's present your offer, because understand it is a pitch. So therefore, there is a sequence. You cannot just anyhow say anything, because that would not work. Your job is to actually make consistent or constant trial close. So therefore, trial close, another word for that is seeding. You need to be very good at seeding. So for example, how do you open a loop? How do you open a loop further and refuse to close it until later? And how many open loops are you going to open, and make sure you only close them at the end? Trial close is actually seeding. It's about opening loops. Like this is, of course, NLP techniques. Having said that, if you don't know NLP, you notice at the beginning of the presentation, I have already opened the loop. If you don't understand what I did, well, just roll back the video at the beginning, you'll see that I actually opened up a loop, right? So what I'm saying is that trial close or seeding is very important in your game. You need to learn how to stack it, how to make it in such a way that it's all right. The audiences will say, enough. I think I need that already. So tell me your offer. I'm ready to buy. So when you get to that point, when you help your audiences get to that point, the only thing is about the minor objection because they're ready to buy. Like what kind of objections would they have? Well, that could be money, that could be time or whatever, but this becomes minor because when they're in the ready to buy mood, you are there already. All right. So this is offer and pitch that has a sequencing, there's strong trial closes or seeding. And number 3, let me just use this word. I know a lot of people love to use stories in your presentation. What is it going to do with the gate? Yes, your stories are carefully designed to bring up an objection and handle it. And what do I mean by that? So it's not like I would feel like sharing a story about my mother, about my father, about my son, it's not like you share a story for the sake of sharing it. Of course, in the presentation of keynote, your story is also carefully delivered by design. Understand? But from a platform closing perspective, your stories are meant to handle something called objection. Because when you make up a point in your gate, do you think that the people would say, oh, I agree. All right, I absolutely am with you. Some would say, no, I don't think so. So when you're sharing a story, you're actually handling the objection. You're actually dealing with this objection, which may prevent certain buyers or audiences, from saying yes to you at the end, right? So story is about handling objection. So you notice that these 3 things that come together, I'm actually coming from a business mindset or perspective. You need to know your offer. You need to be clear with your offer. You need to know your funnel very well. When it comes to your gate, your pitch, which is not really a presentation, it's a sequences. The sequencing must be key, must be very carefully thought about. Your trial closes, your seeding must be carefully designed. And when you share story, which is number 3, when you share stories, you are actually handling objections. And the fact is that in sales, when you can handle your objections earlier, you don't need to handle them at the end, and that may actually kill a few sales as a result. So you see that this is just one of the many aspects of platform closing. It is very good from the perspective of how one understands what platform closing method is, as opposed to pay gate like keynote, like corporate training. So that is the first thing that I would like to say. So if you find that it's good, awesome, that means I've done my job. If you do have any other questions, let me know. And most importantly, if you want to explore this further, just let me know. I'm happy to have a conversation with you and see whether I can help you on that. Okay, so I hope that this video makes some sense, at least from a very basic viewpoint. And you know what? There are, of course, a lot more I can share. Okay, with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you another time. Jack Wong here signing off. And all good wishes.